So symbolically, the most interesting example of ego death that I've come across or interpreted is through the symbolism of the inverted tree and cosmic tree together. In the Bhagavad Gita, if I've said that right, the cosmic tree is not just expressed as the cosmic axis between the celestial poles, the opposites in full picture, but also as man's condition in the world. The cosmic tree, the inverted tree, is personified as man himself, as a human metaphor and illustration of all of his facets and becomings. The inverted tree is there because creation is a descending movement, that the sun, God through harvest, descends its powers onto thee and one's land, descends the powers that maintain creation, the sun rays symbolic of root dispersion that you get with the inverted tree, but it comes down, just like photons come down in the scientific perspective, to fulfill the branches with fruit, life force, that which lives from the creative power so that through creation it embodies itself onto the earth and propagates. You would have these witch doctors in Australian tribes, for example, that would plant a magic tree invertedly and then soak the roots in human blood, then light the roots on fire, which is very interesting. The universal essence which gives man his life force, the blood, placed on the roots which demand the descending nature of creation. Incorporating these two things together, very, very symbolic, very meaningful, because even if you start looking at the association that blood and gold has in alchemy, but this probably related to the likes of sacrifice or initiations for the sake of harvest, fertility, and so on by gods to attend to the desires and necessities for survival of man. That's why they would put the blood on the roots. But ego death comes into play when we start realizing that the cosmic tree is symbolic of Brahman, of non-death itself. For in the Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata, it says two very similar things, and these are the following. One must first cut down the asvatha with its powerful roots, and then seek the place from which one never returns. And there, in the other it says, having cut asunder and broken the tree with the weapon of gnosis, which where gnosis comes in, which is very interesting if you watch my other videos on Gnosticism, and thenceforth taking pleasure in the spirit, none returneth thither again. I see these two paragraphs, these two quotations, as ego death. For you are cutting asvatha, the sacred fig, the sacred inverted tree within oneself. You are, through psychological renunciation, making the purpose the intent of action, and not making the purpose the intent of action, and not making it the outcome. Cutting the association you have with the outcome. Because the fruits which bear upon the tree are not of your interest or goal primarily. The interest is to be the root itself, finding pleasure in spirit because it is the spirit which is the root and attends to the root. The spirit is that which accompanies towards the action of the divine. Not interested in how it cultivates my ego, because the ego is self-centered, the act of self-interest. The root is that which precedes the process. To sell one's ego for the goodness that the action brings itself, that is ego death, in my view. If you enjoyed this video and wish to support the channel, you can by becoming a member of the Thoughts on Thinking community, which in return will give you access to our ever-growing library of exclusive video content. More information can be found on my website or through our Patreon servers. All links can be found in the description below. Thank you.